Hi guys, I'm sitting here today with two incredible individuals that I've had the pleasure of having met, who together have crafted one of the most vast and impressive projects we've seen in Tulum so far to date. Please meet Andre Dupont and Mickael Micmacher, or Mika. The project that they have created is set over 30 hectares or 74 acres. AYAM is the name of their project, which encapsulates wellness, technology, and sustainability in all their glory. If you wish to learn more about this project at any time during the video, we've provided links in the comments below, which will allow you to contact one of our agents. Now, to begin. Starting with yourself, Mika, would you mind telling me a little bit about your background?
Yes, with pleasure. First of all, thank you very much for the invitation. I feel very blessed to be here to present and talk about our project AYAM. Well, I am a French guy coming from southwest of France, and actually it's been till 2003, so 21 years ago, that I've started in the sustainable construction, and I've created one of the most famous training company for entrepreneurs, architects, and engineers. And we have trained about 15,000 people in more than 10 years. And I'm very happy to bring these skills and this way of thinking in Tulum here in Mexico in order to take care. I will develop that later on, but sustainability, first of all. Then I would say that actually I'm managing $30 million of portfolio in Canada with short-term and mid-term rentals. And finally, I'm a healer and a holistic practitioner. So I've got a clinic, and I'm also a trainer and a speaker on those fields.
Fantastic. Thank you for that. And Andre, would you mind also telling me a little about your background?
With pleasure. I'm actually half Mexican, half Canadian. I've been lived on both sides of my whole world. I started my career in banking and technology for about 20 years. And 4 years ago, when I moved to Mexico, I saw that a lot of the deals and a lot of the construction techniques and ideas were applying here. And then I got involved with more developers here and understanding more how things are being built here. And I wanted to build a home for myself. And that's how we got to work on this. And going deeper into these, building techniques and living in Tulum and in the area, I really got deeper into personal practices, and we can say into wellness, exploring and knowing the whole wellness community here and getting involved in online communities. I'm very involved with the wellness community in the area.
Fantastic. Thank you. And I must say, it's amazing how you guys have combined your backgrounds and skill sets in order to create this incredible project that we're going to learn more about during this video. And actually, Andre, if you could please just tell us a little bit about the objective of the project.
Of course. AYAM is really a creation of, we could say, your dream over there, and my dream is really a space where we can mix sustainability and integrate it in how we live, wellness, in the way that your daily practices, in the way that where you live and where you do activities support your life and longevity. So you can be in the best health you can be. You can have amazing activities with people that you share thoughts and feel aligned with. And that creates you a sort of a community and makes you want to live longer. And on top of it, you're supported by human technology and actual physical technology that will have at a center that makes you more live longer. So we're focused on longevity as a third eye.
Sounds like the most amazing project, and I think it really kind of combines a lot of facets that people here in Tulum enjoy, come here for, this one of the things I love about the project. It really is for people who are open-minded, who are into spirituality and technology. And I'm super excited myself for you guys. Thank you for explaining that. And also, one of the things I really love is how you came about making the name AYAM. So would you mind telling us a little bit about that, please, Andre?
Of course, with pleasure. AYAM has multiple layers, actually. As in our community, we love to sing. A and Yam are two heart activators. So when you go and Yam in the Indian philosophy, activates the heart. So just the name already is made to be a heart activator to, put people on the same frequency of love, to create, to co-create, and to be. So that's the start of the name. Also, if you take it and you flip it around, it's Maya reverse, honoring the ancestors of this land, which I have part ancestry and part Mayan. Was always obsessed with it and was always very, connected to it. And I'm very happy we're able to do that. So that's for the name. And so those are the two main items that there for the name.
And may I add that also AYAM is phonetically I am, the verb to be. So I am love, I am divine, I am, and so on. So there's also this aspect of making a reconnection of ourself and our higher self too.
Exactly. It's the affirmation of our beingness. I am that I am.
And also the logo itself, which we can put up on the screen for everyone to see, basically also, I think, really kind of encapsulates everything you've just said there, incorporating the letters and also symbology. So could you tell us a little bit about the symbols you've used in the logo and the meaning behind the logo?
Of course, we're both fans of sacred geometry and the building blocks of the universe, not just of this earth. And we can see in the logo that there's the letters. You'll see the A like this, the Y, the A, and then the M within the circle. The circle kind of represents the sphere of the known and the feminine. And the triangle aspect sort of represents the masculine. So having a beautiful, we could say, mix of the masculine and feminine, for us it's super important to have that balance and to live in that balance and to welcome all at their level where they're at. So this is the main part of the symbol. Do you want to add some more items about the...
Yeah, and there is the lower part that is more about the spiritual that is coming and that is here to hold us all together and to allow us to be at the same time in the spiritual world, as we can say, and the material world also. So it's a balance also to be in the sacred feminine, sacred masculine, in spiritual world, in the material world. So everything is balanced, and this is a place with a high level of frequency either.
And it's in the design, from the logo to where we live to how we live.
Exactly.
So an absolutely fantastic concept, honestly. I mean, just the amount of thought that's gone into the name that you guys have put in, not just the name, but also the symbology behind the logo is actually breathtaking. And it really is kind of testament to the amount of thought that you guys put into everything that I've seen you do, since I've known you guys, So I can say that, throughout this level of thought and depth of thought has really gone into every aspect of the project that these guys have so amazingly well conceptualized. So moving forward then, I direct the conversation to yourself, Mickael, and ask you, why did you choose Tulum as the setting for the project?
It's a good question. To be honest, I've traveled in different places, in Canada, in Panama, Costa Rica, and other countries. But I came back to Tulum several times, and I also met 14 months ago Andre, my brother here. And there is something in Tulum that really attracted me, and that is, there is a vibration, there is something in Tulum, there is how to say that? There is something that is energetically very deep, And as Andre said, the presence of the ancestor, the presence of the jungle, and the nature here, it's just incredible. Then when you see Tulum a bit like that, enlarge the focus, the beaches are incredible. They are just wonderful. I think they are the second or the third most beautiful beaches in the world.
Number one for me.
Yeah. And you look in the magazine, photographer magazine, they say Tulum beaches are number 2 or 3 in the world, right?
Nothing beats tacos and beach.
No, for sure. With a virgin mojito, it's wonderful. Then you've got, of course, the jungle and the foam and the floor, and it's just incredible. And then Tulum, you have to know that, or perhaps you will learn that today, has got a brand new international airport. And they're waiting for 4 million passengers a year. In the last 5-6 months, they already had 1.4 million people. They just opened right now. So they opened all the several cities in USA. They're starting with Toronto, then they're going to Montreal and other cities in Canada. They're opening Frankfurt or Düsseldorf, I think it's in December. And then they're going to open all Europe next year in the first semester. So they're waiting for 4 million people only on the international airport. And our project is 25 minutes from the airport. So you are in the jungle, but 25 minutes from the international airport. Then you also have the Mayan Train that was decided a few years ago, and it's open. And it's amazing because you are at the airport of Tulum. You can go to Playa del Carmen, Puerto Morelos, Cancun, then to Merida, and you're making a buckle like that. And at the end, it's forecast to be linked to another train to Mexico City, right? So infrastructure are just great. And then Tulum is the place in Tulum, and Tulum it's well known. It has a worldwide known name, Tulum, for the quality of the music, the quality of the people who are here, and it's incredible. All the people who are just gathering together here. It's Tulum has something a bit that is different, right? Mm-hmm. And the food is extraordinary. You spoke about tacos, but the fruits, veggies, and everything, it's just high quality, right? Mm-hmm. And what I can say more about Tulum is a place to be. The calling. And the place where I am, we found the place. It's like the Beverly Hills of Tulum. It's the area is just expanding, so it's the right time to be at the right place in Tulum is here.
As I say in real estate, location.
Yeah.
And for the guys at home, we'll be announcing very soon where the location of the project is going to be. So stay tuned, watch our channels, because it's really, the location for this project is just unbelievable, and I can't wait for everyone to learn more about this. The setting is perfect for exactly what you guys are trying to do and will do. And once again, I just cannot say how excited I am to tell everyone more in due course what is coming. So now I'd like to set the setting now for the project with some of our audience who have or haven't been to Tulum before. So starting with you, Andre, maybe you can describe a little bit like what the daytime will feel like for somebody who wakes up inside AYAM.
That's a good one.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's a match of everything. You wake up, you had an amazing restful night in the best bed, surrounded with nature. You open your window just like this, and there's nature all around you. You could smell the freshness of the jungle as you wake up. Just breathe into it. And then you can go in to do your favorite morning practice, whatever that is, by yourself, by going to the beach, or by going to the cenote, which is a beautiful lake and rocks that we have here in the Riviera Maya. And if you feel like it, you can go to the area of the Amenities and Retreat Center, where we have multiple activities going on, and there's a new practice that you can learn or that you could share. So starting that day with giving and receiving this beautiful energy that nourishes you. Then you're ready to start the day. If you have children, we have an alternative school. You walk them barefoot to their school. In this alternative school, they can learn about all the important topics of life and the super important topics of life that are like gardening, what to plant, how to, take care of animals. And also, of course, mathematics, arts, music, language. So we'll have a very beautiful school to support in a way that people have been yearning for. A lot of parents have been sharing this and moved to Tulum, and there's no school in Tulum right now that's like big enough to receive that. And this is what we're putting at the heart of the project for the parents like you listening, like some of us here at the table, that are very beautiful parents. We created this to support you. So you leave your children out of school, they're having an amazing day, going out in the jungle, going out to play with the animals and the plants. You go on, you go get back home, you set some creative time or maybe some business meetings because you have amazing, Starlink connection that works 10 on 10. So you go and you do some productive activities for your day. Maybe you have lunch or breakfast, depending if you did intermittent fasting or not, right? So you have energetic food that comes from your garden and the communal gardens and the farms around. So everything is farm to table. So the frequency and the quality of the nutrients that you eat, you need to eat less. You just feel more the energy. And in the afternoon, you work a bit more. 3 comes around, maybe you're like, oh, you get a bit of lull of productivity. Maybe it's time to go do some art. So you go to the amenities and do some art, or receive a sound healing, a sound bath to re-energize you, or go to one of our, actually we have healing machines. So we'll have a battery of machines that you can try, that these technologies, they can help you rejuvenate, they can help you heal faster. They support you in your healing, or they could boost you in energy. We have technology that literally, Tony Robbins, he's like on stage for 8 hours nonstop. We have that same technology there for you every day. So that's to the cup of your hand. So then you go back, you get energized. Maybe you have another meeting in our common areas because everybody's like working around. Maybe you have an in-person meeting, or you go back home, you have another online meeting. Continue the productivity, mixing productivity and life. That's what's fun, right? Because we're here to create, and it's not normal productivity. It's aligned with your mission. So you're creating your life mission, right? So that's the idea and mindset that we have at AYAM. And then, it's time to nourish yourself again. So you go and you have this great supper with family, with loved ones, where you have nourishing food in a abundance mindset, in a blessing mindset, and you have this nutritious dense food, and you of course bless it before you eat it to increase its potency and take it in.
Beautiful. And I might just want to add that I feel like this is a perfect environment for anyone who's either a digital nomad or who wants to come and live in nature, immersed in nature, and make the most of their lives, if they're working hard, then they can go and rejuvenate in, any of the wellness centers that you have there. But then anyone who's visiting on vacation, maybe they have a stressful life in the city, maybe not, but they can come and visit your center and just release and let the nature and all of the wellness facilities that you have revitalize their soul and body. So I think it's a truly delightful idea, and I think it'll be fantastic for many different people from different walks of life. So thank you for that, Andre.
Thank you.
Now to you, Mickael, if you wouldn't mind describing what an evening might look like to somebody who's living at AYAM.
Well, yeah, thank you. I wouldn't even make a transition with what Andre said. The idea for us is, as Andre said, he spoke about the equipments and technologies that we can see what Tony Robbins is using. So it will be 24 hours there. 7 days a week. It's settled down here, okay? So you can organize sessions and so on. But we also offer spaces for practitioners, healing practitioners, So with hypnosis, hypnotherapists, magnetizer, shaman, Reiki, and so on. So the idea is we're going to have dedicated spaces with permanent people who are going to be there, and so they can welcome you, your relatives, your children, and people who are visiting you. So for us, it's very important to offer those services. And what I say, it's coming in addition to what Andre said. So the idea here is, I will answer your question. I just want to make a bit more. Is the idea for us? It's with pleasure. The idea for us is to offer like a health concierge, right, experience. So you're coming and say, okay, this week I'm a bit stressed because of the office, or this week, I think I'm a bit ill. I've got like something on my stomach, or this week, I want to go for a marathon, but my knee is hurting me a little. So depending of your need and what you're feeling, we're going to offer to each of the people who are coming a tailor-made path, a tailor-made, parcours. So they can really have a tailor-made remedies, if I can say so. And it's like a mission of life for us to help people to increase their vibration, because when they increase their vibration, we increase the vibration of the group and the place. So at the end, it's the planet who's going to have a higher vibration. And during the night,
before you go on to that, actually, you touched on something just before, which I find very compelling, which is the areas which are going to focus on specific wellness disciplines, right? And you said that you're going to have permanent areas for different types of discipline, which will be there year round, and you can always expect to see them there. But I think at one point you mentioned to me that you will also have rotating retreat centers as well. Is that something that you're thinking about incorporating in the project also?
Yes, for sure. Mm-hmm. Definitely, yes.
Yeah, so people around the world. So if you have a private practice and you wish to create a retreat at AYAM, you want to come with your tribe or your people for 7 days, 10 days, a month, we receive you and you can use the amenities and book them to do your own retreat. We also had the corporate retreats.
Yes. We get
more the export now.
Yeah, I already spoke to different big companies and offering them to make their 5 days, corporate session where they're talking about the results of last year and the objective of next year and what we're going to do and so on. And usually it's the same way of doing it. So in the morning they're talking business, the afternoon is free, and the evening is dancing and drinking a lot,
Let's change that, no?
Yes. When I say they destroy, for sure. So when we spoke together with these nice CEOs, and when I offer them that in the afternoon during the free time we can take care of their people with their free will. It's not an obligation. It's a free will for each person, each individual who want that, who ask for that. And we can take care of them and to feel better, to be better for the body, for the energy, the psychological aspects, emotional and spiritual aspects. So you should have seen their reaction. They say, oh, wow, that's possible. So the people I'm working with are going to feel better, be better, more in health. And so they also feel that we are taking care of them as CEOs. So that's going to develop also like I feel home, I feel take care of in this company, so I won't change for another employer or another company. So the reaction are very positive. So that's why in AYAM, we are offering residential homes for people who want to settle down with a school, as Andre said before, for the families, places for the young active retreat people who still have a lot of energy and want to do things and realize themselves and so on. But we also have a short-term and mid-term rentals too. So we can welcome companies, we can welcome people in holidays, we can welcome retreats and seminars, because everything is going to be set up to welcome people for short-term and mid-term for people who have some health issue, and they want to stay a month, 2 months, 3 months. So we can take care of that.
We can cure a lot of things, but call us later for more.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'll once again say, as Andre pointed out, that, if you want to learn more, which I'm sure many of you do, the links are in the comments below. So just click them and you can speak to one of our team. And I'll also like to say that, I think that, what's really cool about this and having the rotational retreats going on as well as the permanent stuff is that every time you go will be like a new experience. There'll be something new for you. So, it can never get old and it's just going to always feel fresh, which I love about.
30 hectares, as you said, is 74 acres. It's 42 soccer fields, to give you another idea of perception, right? So it's huge. So during the night, to answer also the first question,
Thank you.
We're going out to offer also activities during the evening for adults and for children. So we already set up some ecstatic dance once a week. We settle down meditation, cacao ceremonies, sacred fire during the evening, music. So people can come with their own instruments and we're playing music all together. We have also healing paths with gems and stones. So to follow that with crystals in the trees and so on. So it's a lot of perception about the what you hear, what you feel with your feet, what you smell. Thank you. What you touch and everything. So the idea is real reconnection, right? So you can do it in short-term, mid-term, or residential people. And if you're a residential, thing important, also, sorry, to make a little parenthesis, what we want, as we spoke about at the beginning, one of our values is freedom. So the idea for us is if you buy a house, it has to be ecological way of building. You buy a house, you live in there for many months, and then you go for 3, 4, 5 months, you can rent it. And we can make a turning a key turning session
building it, so you own it, and then we manage it for
you. So you pop it, you live in here, and then you go out for 3, 4, 5, 6 months, whatever. And so we can, not us, there is a managing company. We don't dealing with that.
Yeah.
But I know how to do it. So I know how to set up everything so it will be with the highest standard of quality and services. And so then you can go out and your house is rented, so that generate a revenue, right?
Awesome. And something I also like to point out is these guys are planning to also live there as well, which I think is very important to take note of. So
the best places I've lived in is because the builder lived there. Yeah. So this is our dream that we're doing. It's not just a real estate project. It makes sense in numbers, but it's really a dream that we're building for us and for you. You feel aligned and you feel it changes or shifts something in you. Please contact us. It'll be a pleasure to welcome you in AYAM.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think, really, really beautiful. And I think, I totally agree with you. If there's something, to invest in, or to want to be involved in, if the people who are creating that also are creating it for themselves, that really has something big to say,
Yeah.
So I also wanted to say about your concept with the turnkey properties that you can stay, part of the year in, and when you're not there, it can be rented out and create passive income or, even a substantial revenue. This is something that is very popular with people, around the world nowadays, who are looking for these kind of investments that they can enjoy as an asset that they love, that they can experience whenever they like, and when they're not using it, they can share that with others and also benefit from lucrative revenue from it. So I think it's a fantastic idea that you guys have incorporated that also into the project.
And also the design of the houses will be for digital nomads or people that work remotely, right? We've been living in the same houses for 50 years. And for the last 10 years, more and more people, and we say more in the last 5 years, are working remotely. And then people end up working from their kitchen, but they should have like a dedicated space. So even in the way we build the homes, there's space for you to work in peace and in flow. I was a fully nomadic worker for 2 years between here, Colombia, and different countries. And that was always a big challenge because the homes are not designed that way. So we're putting that in the design for you to receive you, and so you can be in the best flow when you're there. And when you leave, there's a turnkey management for you. Just say, turn it on, put it on the pool of rentals, and at least there's somebody coming in and opening your windows and making sure the home stays fresh.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. So following on from this, so Mickael, can you tell us a little bit about the timeline for the project, please?
Yes, of course. So now we are raising the funds for phase 1. So now we're in November. So we have started already to raise the funds. So we have some part of it, and we are still raising funds until the December, and then we start all the work with the architects and everything on January 1st, and then we create. January 2025. Sorry. So Q1. So then we're creating all the lots and everything, and we're going in the development and all the phase 1. So this is the residential phase, and in beginning of 2026, we start right away all the retreat center with all the amenities, and in order to settle down all the equipments and the spaces for the therapists, and so on. So for us, the idea is AYAM has to be like a lighthouse, and in all the offer that is made all over, it's a place that for what I know, has never been done before, right? So it's becoming a point of reference, and so for me, it's important that the retreat center starts as soon as possible. So it's a balanced project. So then there's going to be phase 3, phase 4, and phase 5, but we are going to focus now on phase 1 and 2. So Q1 2025 we start.
Coming soon. Very, very exciting, very exciting. And I'd like to say that the demand and the amount of requests we're getting from our clientele has been very, very significant. So, it's been very, well, I suppose I'm not surprised at all due to the level of thought that's gone into this project and how unique it is. So yeah, guys, if you want to learn more about the project, get in touch with us in the links below. I'd like to ask Mickael just one more question about the project. So how much is the investment required to be part of the project?
Well, phase 1, we are raising $7.2 million US. Thank you, 7.2.
I make for the visual, let's just damn point.
We are beginning, right? So 7.2 million US. And so we have already started to raise it since 2 months now, and we are still 2 or 3 months to go. And it's going quite well. We still have room for people who are interested in. Please contact Mickael, and we have all the conditions that are very, very, very interesting. You will see, it's tremendous.
We're real estate guys, so we made a beautiful deal for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Perfect. And how much is the investment, the minimum investment required to be part of this fantastic project?
It's $150,000
US dollars.
Yep.
Fantastic. Well, I think that's super reasonable to be part of such an incredible project. So, guys, if you want to learn more or find out about the payment terms and things like that, get in touch with us using the links below. So now I have a question for both of you. What is it that you'd say makes AYAM different to other projects?
Should I go first? I can go first. No problem. If you want to. As you said, there are I'll do it again. As you said, there are a lot of things that are making like a convergence. I don't know if you say that in English. That converging, to AYAM. It's a place that never has been done, is never have been materialized in the world right now. as a sustainable guy, construction guy, I should say that the environment is one of the most important things. I mean, if you're healing yourself and then you go back in a place that is not welcoming, that has a lot of bad materials in the
Toxic chemicals.
toxic materials in the walls, for example, you're going to be sick again, right? So we didn't really speak about it before, not more in detail, but for me, the environment is one of the most important things. So Jeff, you make a geobiological map of the land. So you choose how to position your home, the plans of your home for that, with the sun, with the wind, with the different trees. We are keeping 70% of the land on each lot, and we are building only 30%. Okay, so we're keeping a lot of the nature all around, which is very rare in Tulum actually, or in the Riviera Maya. Everybody is just like that, one to the other. So we're giving space to everyone and intimacy and freedom, right? And the home, we're going to have 3-4 models of home, perhaps 5, but let's focus on 3 or 4. They are all sustainable material. My ambition is to create a local resources for the raw materials and for the building materials. We are looking if it's possible to use the sugar cane products that are now used in the sugar industry in order to use them for the walls, for the insulation. We're looking at hemp, we are looking at fiberwoods, we're looking at different materials that are compatible with the climate here, instead of importing product from USA that are the pink mattress of insulation, it's fiberglass insulation that has nothing to do with heat. It's working very well against the cold weather, but here it's just a nonsense, including the humidity. So heat, humidity, you have to take that in account, water, termites. So when you take all that in account and you see, okay, I want the best house possible to live healthy, in a healthy space, healthy environment. So I'm here to get better, to have my higher level of healthiness, So I need also a place that is this level of quality, right? So all the houses, the apartments, the condos, everything, the glamping, all the structure, the retreat center, everything is going to be think this way, okay? So with the more sustainable products as possible in the walls, in the finishing, in everything. And and as I said, it's convergence of our visions, our dreams. It's something that is going, for me, it's a game changer. It's a game changer in the way of living, how to live, where to live, the way to live, the intention you're putting in this place. As you said, we're going to live here too. So the intention you're putting intention in whatever you're doing right now, right? So the intention we're putting it, and the energy we're putting it, and the emotion, which is energy in motion. So the emotion you're putting it, and everything, all of that make a behavior. And the idea for us is you live there, you're free to live there the way you want to, and you can gather with people like villages or communities, and we're gathering with people where you want to be with, right? And you can do yoga one morning and qigong the other morning, and so on. So you have no obligation. You're going like that, And it's welcoming pets too, because pets are important in families, and for all ages. And so it's a place to be, a place to live, a place to grow and to reconnect to ourselves.
Fantastic. Yeah. And I truly believe that this is, such a unique project for many of those reasons you've just mentioned, and I truly think it stands out in so many ways. But for me, it's also the amount of passion that has gone into the project, and from what I've seen with projects that have worked really well have been the projects that have come from the heart, which I truly believe that about you guys' project. So yeah, and so Andre, have you got anything you wanted to add about what makes AYAM different to other projects here?
100%. AYAM is what you've been looking for. AYAM is 3 things. Are you tired of the city? You want to live in nature and you want to be with kindred spirits? This is the answer. And nobody has built this as a space till now at the moment in this region, right? Because of 3 things. We have the sustainability. So we're making sure your walls, your home stays cool with non-toxic materials. First thing, we create a space for you where you are good and your family as well. Second item, we've got the energetical support for you. So we've got like all the amenities, the practitioners, the human technology, and the material technology to help you live longer, healthier, and happier. And we've got the social part, right? So we've got the school, we've got the activities that you've got together, we've got the dining, we've make sure you eat well and you eat in good company. So these are the 3 big differentiating factors. If you look at the real estate market of Tulum, there's also 3 big differentiating factors here. The 3 most popular areas of Tulum are Aldea Zama. Why? Because it has urban planning. We have urban planning on those 30 hectares. Actual streets, no mud, very well planned, all in that feng shui of life to make sure you can walk it. It's walkable, bikeable. You can go with your car. That's first thing, urban planning. Second thing, second most area that's popular, you know it very well, Holistica, right? Holistica is a retreat center which has sold lots around it and they've built. And people love it because there's that energy. So we've got the retreat center in the middle that brings in a flow of energy, a flow of people, of practitioners, of different things you can learn and share in there, and that you can actually heal with and get, have more longevity. So that's the second aspect. There is an actual soul to the temple. There's actually a flow of energy. That's the second item. And then the last item is, you mentioned it a bit, in the area, normal developers try to maximize every square inch, meaning that they build buildings like this. They build houses like this. We have decided to go for another path, which is you don't see your neighbor. You have total intimacy. You have rows of trees around each lot. And that's per our rules and regulations. So nobody can take that wall down of trees. So you have a beautiful privacy and you have a bigger lot for you to put, your pool on, your garden, your space for your 4-legged friends and enjoy with the family. So really, these 3 facts really make AYAM both as an energetical level because all the love and care and detail that we put in it, but even as a real estate product or as a space, it's totally different from anything that exists in Tulum. Nothing exists like that. Would you say anything exists?
I totally agree. As I said before, it's truly unique as a project and, stands out. So hence why we've had already the demand so far, in the project and people wanting to learn more. So couldn't agree more. And I really like the way you broke those 3 points down. I will also add to that a little. I'm actually the sales director for an area called Soy Tulum, which is in you guys may know of, and over there we have community guidelines there, and other areas that have community guidelines, like 101 Tulum. These kind of areas really stand out as they have more integrity. There's a commonality to what you see when you look around you. Everything feels like it's combined, like it's got a purpose. So I think right. So I think that having and establishing those set of rules, even if they're free flowing, it's important to have the consistency that you feel like I'm going to that place. And that place has that brand, the houses have that feel, they're sustainable, they're free-flowing, and I can have this kind of experience when I go there. And with all of those compounded together, you end up with something that really is, sensational. Last point I'll make about
Maybe just before you go into this point, to add to this sustainability bit, on top of having these trees around your house, we're looking at all like green, power the whole place, and more importantly, everything that comes from like black or gray water, we can call it, has a natural way of being filtered either with plants or technologies that we have that you can literally drink the water after or water your garden with it. So, and it's a main change in that region of Soy Tulum and where AYAM is, that we're also shifting to make sure we're respectful and living well with nature.
We are creating new standards in Tulum, in fact, Riviera Maya, and we want to find the best of the Mayan skills with the North American skills and European skills. So we really want to make it happen, and because the thing is, it's like AYAM. I mean, we are taking the best of everything. Instead of putting in a position, we are all gathering the best skills and the best materials and the best equipments in order to make it happen. Like, oh wow, oh that's the place. Wow.
Absolutely, yeah, I couldn't agree more. I feel like what you guys are going to do with the project is going to set the standard and raise the bar for developers here in the Riviera Maya, and I hope that it's also going to lead people to be more responsible, which is going to have a positive impact on the ecosystems around the area, on the jungle, on the wildlife, on the beaches, less soil erosion. The things that we want to maintain the area and to keep it as beautiful as it will stay with forward-thinking people such as yourself helping, this longevity, take place, And also I'll say about the gardens and the separations, which I think is fantastic that you guys are doing that, because totally needs to happen more. Being autonomous, having your own private grounds. I mean, that's why people come to experience nature, is that they want to see trees. You want to shower in your garden and be looking around at trees and hearing the birds, and if you're allowing that kind of space, then that, these kind of experiences are allowed to take place. So yeah, I think that is a really an outstanding aspect to the project. So I take my hat off to you, gentlemen.
Thank you. And that's to you.
And so our final question then I'd like to ask then is just simply if there's anything else that we haven't covered today that you'd like to add or tell us about in regards to AYAM.
So maybe like a bit of the origin story of it for me, Mickael can share his own, is, after working like 20 years in banking and tech, after we can say with a few burnouts, working like 90 hours a week, 100 hours a week, and 7 days a week for a nonstop 30 years, I started meditating. I was like, how do I imagine my life if I built it in a mindful way, in an intentional way? And I started meditating, and I saw what we're living right now. And then when I got here and I started meditating, and I created AYAM, because we co-created AYAM, sorry, not Todd.
Thank you.
You listening, you are the co-creators of this. Yep. You're the co-creators. Everybody's the co-creator of that. But it really started from between those corporate jobs and all those startups. I started working at a water nonprofit, and I really saw how we could do green startups and change the world by changing the way we think about things, by changing the way we do business, by changing the way we consume. And I started like getting a rage against plastic. So I started creating online stores to sell like sustainable products, but I was still not like satisfied with that. And really when we came to the conclusion of AYAM, it's really for you that's listening to this, it's to create the world you want to see. So this is what we're really saying about the freedom. Come here, co-create the world you want to see, to live in nature, to be living in beautiful connection with yourself, with your family, with people that you work with, and eat from the table. So this is and with that change of energy and frequency, we're really doing an impact to ourselves, which is the most impact and most important change we can do in our lives. So thank you, and we're waiting for you in AYAM.
And I should add something too.
If you feel compelled to, please go ahead.
Thank you. I would say that I've got the same beginning, not in banking, but at 90, 100, 120 hours a week, same thing. The idea for me is, I think in Western countries, we have this education of we need to suffer to gain, right? So we are pushed a lot by the society, by the education, by our culture. You have to suffer to gain, you have to work hard to gain, and so on. And I also went through a big burnout too, some years ago. And one of the realization I had, or breakthrough I had, is you don't need to suffer to be happy. You don't need, it's not an obligation to suffer. To enjoy life, it's not you have to suffer to gain, to be happy. No, you don't have to. There is no obligation in your life to live like that. So at AYAM, the idea is you come here, it's a free space, it's a goodwill space, no judgment. So you've got your own space, you can live the way you want to. You, as we spoke about, you have all the amenities and the infrastructure and the equipments to do your business as you want to, as you need to, but in free will and in goodwill, and you are welcome in this place, in this space. So we're creating like container to allow people to live their own dreams, and I'm going to live there because I want to live my dream too. And as Andre and other people already that say they want to invest and they want to come and they want they're sharing the same vision and they want to contribute and participate to the realization and the materialization of AYAM. So it's your place, it's our place, all together, and you're welcome. Really welcome.
Thank you so much, guys. So, guys, there you have it. I am Tulum, the most forward-thinking and thought-out project to be joining Tulum soon. I'm here sat with two incredible gentlemen who've poured their heart and soul into a project that is truly breathtaking and will help so many people in so many ways. So I'd just like to say and send you my gratitude, truthfully, for partaking and putting together something so amazing, and for joining me here today and taking your time out to help me with these.
And thank you for inviting and organizing.
Thank you very much. You're welcome. I'm feeling blessed. Thank you.
Thank you. Likewise. So for everyone at home that's been watching this video, and you want to get in touch, you want to learn more about how to invest in this project, contact us using the links below, and we can tell you how easy it is. Even if you're a non-Mexican, my company, Tulum Land and Property, has been helping non-Mexicans invest in Mexico, whether it's a second home or to relocate here. For the last 5 years, we've helped hundreds of people do this, and it's very easy. It might not be as hard as you think. So contact us and we'll explain the steps to you from start to finish, and you can find out how you can become part of a project such as this. Thank you.